Dr. Darnita L. Payden, and my purpose is to educate, encourage, and enlighten. Thank you so much for taking the time to stop by my channel. I am so grateful that you are here. Today, we are going to continue our series on 5 tips for tax prep and organization. If you've not watched the other videos where we talked about gathering those receipts so that you're not running around at tax time to find those, and where we talked about donations and what they're worth, and again, how Ms. Long hurt all of our feelings telling us about depreciation of our donations, but so that you will have everything right there when you need them. And then we talk specifically to business owners and some simple things that you can do as a business owner to make sure that you are your most successful self. Now, today in part 4, we're going to talk about, or Ms. Long who is my special guest, and I'm so grateful that she's here. Her name is Sulena Long, and I'm going to give her the opportunity to talk a little bit about herself. Ms. Long, take it away.
Well, hey there, Dr. Payden. This is Sulena. Thank you so much for having me being a part of this conversation. Yeah, I'm Sulena Long, and I'm a professional organizer. I work primarily with seniors and their families. And the goal is to really help seniors to be safe and age in place in their homes for as long as they want. However, we also have seniors who may be downsizing and moving in, whether it's to assisted living or whether they're moving with family members. But the goal is to make that transition as smooth as possible by keeping them organized. And as we said, keep it simple, sweetie, right? The KISS method.
I want to let you know that neither of us are accountants, so we're not talking about specifics on what software you should use or how you should itemize or this or that.
None of that.
I'm just going to give you some general information, and I'm just going to sit here and learn and listen right along with you all.
Okay. So as far as bookkeeping, we can look at it through the lens of from a business owner standpoint, but then also as well as if from a personal standpoint, your household, right? So I guess it would be labeled more so budgeting to some extent on a personal standpoint. However,
a little scary to some people. So yeah,
it can be a little scary. So let's say budgeting. Exactly. So the goal is you want to create a system where you're documenting every single income, let's say, that come in. So if you have, let's say within that business, you have multiple ways that you bring in income, you want to document that. So you want to definitely document that and keep that on the books. In a household, same thing. If you have multiple ways that you have income coming in, or if it's just through a paycheck, that's fine. You want to be able to document that as well, right? Then the second step would be all of your expenses that's going out. So whether those are expenses, we know that there's certain expenses that you have, but every single month they're coming out. Whether you like it or not, that expense is coming out, right? So you want to definitely, you want to document that as well. But the other thing about bookkeeping and budgeting is, a lot of times where we lose a lot of our income is what we call spending leaks. We equate it somewhat to that little faucet, right, in your household, which part is that just little drip, that little drip of water, just that little drip of water. But the thing about it is, a lot of times, if we were to calculate that little drip over a 12-month period, you'll be surprised how much that can affect your entire, income and budgeting situation.
Right.
But I always say
a deluge, it becomes a flood.
Yes, exactly. It absolutely becomes that. When you think about it, let's say the simplest things such as some people have an affinity. They have to have their Starbucks coffee every single morning, right? Or sometimes 2 or 3 times. Oh, so exactly. If you were to calculate that expense, you'll realize how much it is that you're actually spending on that. So this is a great way in terms of keeping you accountable as far as the money that's coming in, as well as the money that's going out. Now, as far as the bookkeeping aspect, there's a couple of different methods. And like, Dr. Payden said, we are not tax experts. We're not accountants, none of that stuff. But I would say look into what would best suit you. If the 2 differentiating things as far as the method that you would use is if you have strictly an income expense right? Where it is that as soon as that income come in, you can document it. As soon as that expense come out, you can document it.
Right.
That's one method, right, of the bookkeeping that you can implement. And
So
then
would that be the in and out of it all? So
exactly.
And what
income, expense, that's it. Then you have the accrual where you may not, it's something that is coming, you haven't received it quite yet, but you want to record it.
Oh, that's the business owner of it all. When you wait for that,
right? That's the exactly.
Or not even just for business owners. If you're someone that you don't get paid every 2 weeks, or you may only get paid once a month or something like that. So the point of it is, what she's saying is you want to make sure that you track everything that's coming in. But continue.
Yes. So that definitely that you track everything that's coming in, or whatever is anticipated to come in, right? It's not on your books quite yet, but it's anticipated to come in. So yes, so those are generally the two methods per se, as far as bookkeeping or even your budgeting, let's say on the personal side. Another thing I said, go back to what we had mentioned in another video, as far as highlighting the date, as well as highlighting the amount. Exactly, because in doing that, it's going to give you a very good idea as well in terms of how are your spending habits. You'll get a very, very good idea as far as how your spending habits are.
That's really good information. And again, we both focus on simplicity, right? We don't want this to be complicated for you, so that you will turn this video off and say, that's just too much, I can't do that. And as she mentioned, we're talking budgeting, bookkeeping, but what's important is to have a budget, right? And I have a video on my channel about budgeting and how it's not this scary monster. It doesn't have to be something that's, completely intricate. We're just trying to say, know what you're making and know where it's going. I always say a budget simply it doesn't tell you what you can't do. It tells you, it tells your money what you want it to do for you. Because many of us, may have a budget. I mean, we have our money coming in, and then at the end of the month, you're thinking, well, where did it go? And what she's saying is that you just take note of, just very simply, what's coming in and what's anticipated to come in and what's going out. You are telling your money, hey, I really do want to go get that cup of coffee, but I have to budget for it because I can't afford $15 a month right now. Or, hey, I really can afford $15 a month. So I get to, get that 3 weeks out of the month, or however it is that you like to do it. So again, this wasn't a video that was going to be, knee deep in how to budget or how to manage, your bookkeeping or anything like that. What we're just basically trying to do is to encourage you to make sure that you have these things in place. And if you don't, that it is never too late to start, especially as we're coming up on tax season. Would you agree, Ms. Long?
I absolutely agree. And in doing these things, it will be a lot simpler for you, as well as your accountant is going to love you, whether that's on the business side or whether that's on the personal side. Your accountant is going to love you so much because of these things that you've put in place. Yeah.
And if you're not at the place where you have an accountant yet, you will love yourself because you've simplified everything. And again, we're tying all this into tax prep and organization, but we're just saying, making sure that you're prepared for when that time comes, because it is coming. Again, it's not something that we can get away from, or something that's not going to happen. It is going to happen. And so we're just trying to encourage you. Again, if you're just starting out, if you're an individual and you don't have a business, or if you're an individual, if you're individual and you do have a business, or you work for someone, we just want to make it as simple as possible for you to, budget your money so that you tell your money where to go in the nicest way, of course.
Exactly.
We always want to be nice when we're telling
nice. Always want to be nice. Exactly.
We hope that, again, this very simple video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Ms. Long's information will be in the description box if you want to reach out to her. And I just want to thank you for staying with us during this series. It has been so fun. And I hope that you will come back and watch the last part of the series. So I want to thank you for taking the time to stop by my channel today. Before you leave, give this video a thumbs up, turn on the bell notification, and do me one favor, tell at least 5 people that you know about my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. If you would like more information, again, I said Miss Long's information will be in the description box. Or if you'd like to reach out to me, you can reach me at drdeclutter.com. That's doctor, the letter D, the word clutter.com. And if you have any questions, I'm so excited to answer them for you. So please be active down there in that comment box. And I want to let you know that if no one has told you today how awesome you are, that you are absolutely, positively awesome. Take care. God bless. Bye.
Bye-bye.